So in this session, we're going to have a look at Microsoft Project and how we can determine what is displayed on the Gantt chart on the taskbars. So over on the right-hand side of Project in the Gantt chart, for every task, it displays the project task. And you may want to change the way that that looks. So what we have is the ability to go into our Gantt chart format. First of all, we can just change the color schemes if we want to. If you do, then make sure that everyone is using it is aware, because if there's all sorts of color schemes, it can confuse a standard program. So what I'd like to do is to actually have a look at our formatting on here. So when we right click, let's just cut that bit out. So I'd like to look at the formatting. Now, one way of doing this is to double click the bar. And that brings up the bar styles. Now, the styles mean that it relates to all of the bars of that particular type. So a task is displayed with an appearance, and it's telling you all of the tasks that it relates to. And we are doing from start task to finish. So it is possible to change and edit these by perhaps changing colours, for example. So you can change and use the options in here to alternate the colours in some way. So just let me make it a deeper blue, for example. So that is done. But behind that, there is an option called text. And in there, what we can do is identify what we want to display against that taskbar. Now, this will depend on the data that you have available. So when you click in it, you can have something at the left, the right. The resource names aren't always valid. Well, let's just try entering name for a moment so that you can see. And you can see that that has actually put the full task name on and against each of those bars. Now, that may be a little bit too much, so you may want to put maybe the ID. It's quite useful to be able to reference on that right-hand side. So do be aware. Now, when you click, sometimes it goes into format bar, which is just the current one. And notice that we can do it in there. But what we are looking for is we're looking for the bar styles. So that is always on the format ribbon if you can't find it by double clicking. So in here, we have our appearance, we have our text. So I'm going to put here the ID to the left-hand side. When you click on the drop down, you don't want to put too much, but you'll see all of the available fields in Microsoft Project. Like I said, it does depend on how much data you've got in there. If you've had a notes column in there that you want to display on the chart, if you've got resources like is the default, if you want to put the finish date or anything like that, we could put the finish on there. So you choose what you want. That's probably a bit much. And make sure that it's easy for people to read and digest your Gantt chart. See you next time.